I just signed up for this, and I just got an email back from the people that are doing composting. Now, composting for your loved ones, it's official. You can do it. The business has started 5 years ago. It was legalized in Washington to compost human beings. It takes root, and the Seattle Times has the piece. I looked up the price. It's $5,400 for me. They wanted to know how old I was, and the first question was, do you expect to die in the next six months? I was like, I don't think so. Not that I've heard.
Would that change the price?
I don't know, but they wanted to know, so I signed up. So $5,400 is what they told me. So then I thought, okay, let's compare that to other funerals. $25,000 for the plot, $3,000 for the gravestone. You bet $7,000 for the casket and stuff, or $10,000 for the casket. So a funeral service can cost you a whole bunch of money. Yeah. We've gone through this with my mom and my dad. My father wanted a simple pine box, and the guy. You don't really want that because it's going to reflect poorly on your father. I said, let me tell you something. Everybody there knows my dad was such a cheap ass. But, for the sake of your father, when it comes to moving the body of the deceased, this guy was so obsequious. Those pine boxes, we really can't guarantee. I was like, guarantee that we can roll him out of the church and put him in the back of in the hearse, get him in the hearse. Because we get him down to the plot and put him. We don't care.
What do they think, he's going to fall out or something?
Well, the handles. Okay. Thank you very much. I don't know who you're with on the side of the deceased there, Joe. Yeah. But the handles are they're not strong. So we had to spend all this money on a big stupid casket. But I like this idea of the composting because it just makes sense. Embalming didn't really get started until the Civil War. And then once it was sort of took off, this guy was known as the Ellensworth was known as the man that knew embalming. So he figured out how to embalm. So then these embalmings, like salespeople, would actually go and to the soldiers, especially the Confederate soldiers, while they were there in the battlefield prior to fighting, and say, "Hey, for $100, if you die, we can embalm you. If you don't survive the battle." And it was Grant that told him, get out of here. We don't. It's really, you're kind of killing morale by going around saying to people, "Hey, listen, if you don't survive, we can embalm you for $100. $100 is a lot of money, but it was a way of keeping the bodies, because more than 4,000 bodies, when taken off of the battlefield, they would embalm them and send them home, because many of them had a long train ride home, or they'd be transported via, horse and buggy and stuff. So this embalming really took off during that time. It sort of become the standard for the way your deceased remains are handled. So this basically is your body is covered in straw, and then they add some extra things in there. The family can put some extra straw in there. You never see the body, and then it's transported over, and then it decomposes, and then you get all the fresh soil. I like that idea. Yeah. Then the people could come back, get some of that soil, and then go plant something, because I see myself sort of as a gentleman farmer. That'd be a good way to go.
I think it's great. You return to the earth.
Right. That's what and religiously, you're like, well, Jesus comes back and you rise from the dead. Really? You're embalmed. You're in a lead box, a big box, and you put a lead line concrete box that goes into the ground. There's not going to be much of you anyway. No. So come back and get the dirt. And then if people come to the funeral, they get a little thing of dirt. They could go put it under a tree or plant a tree or something. I think that'd be kind of nice. Yeah. Sort of a nice way to go. So, the people wrote me back. This is the, yep. Oh, hi, John Michael. Earth Soil Transformation quote, $4,500, includes everything you need. Services, license, collection of care, oil, transformation, soil return to your family, 5 impact trees. Well, that's nice. A couple of trees. Yeah. That'd be all right. I could do a monthly right now. I could give them $180 for 6 months.
Just be all taken care of when you go.
They don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Kind of a gift to your family, too.
Rather than the, would you for an extra $100 we can, have your father's hair styled. I was like, I know, we can do that. We're going to close lid. Is your father, does he want to have an open casket? He looked like Christopher Walken. He did not look like himself. I go, hey, there's Christopher Walken at my dad's funeral. In the thing.
How about that?
Yeah, the same guy was like, okay, at this point we're going to ask everybody that have open casket and everybody's standing around and we're telling jokes and stuff about my dad. Okay, so it looks most of your guests have left. We're going to, and they don't like to say close the lid. It's like to try to come up with a different term. At this point, we are going to egress from the, whatever.
Seal the receptacle.
Yes, whatever it was. You're going to put the body down. Excuse me, either you or your brother could answer this. It looks like someone has left the Parcheesi box with your father. I was like, yeah. Oh, okay. So would you like me to get that out of it? Because my dad loved playing Parcheesi.
Yeah.
I said, he goes, is that someone's box, a game box they left behind? I was like, yeah, we were playing Parcheesi on my dad's body, and I guess we left it there. I said, no, that goes with him. Yeah. So we buried him with a sweater that was always stained with mustard because he'd make the turn at the 9th hole, go to the halfway house, eat a hot dog, and then the mustard was always all over his sweater. So we buried him in a badly stained golf sweater, and we put his putter in there and the Parcheesi box. With all the stuff. So
I'm surprised they hadn't seen that before. It's pretty common, isn't it?
To put stuff in there? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But what are you questioning that there's a box in there? Yes, it's a game, but it goes with him.
Yeah,
let him go. It goes with him. Yeah. So to me. I don't like the idea of all of a sudden having to spend tens of thousands of dollars for this stuff. And I like the idea of you get the compost and you have that to go.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, we're running out of room to bury people.
Yeah. Well, my dad saw that ahead of time. So when his father died in 1967, he bought 12 plots. So we have like 12 big places over in Radnor, Pennsylvania, if we want. The guy that sold, I went back there and I said, we'll find my father's plot. This is last year. Oh, okay. So he's going, yeah, okay, your father, boy, your dad got a deal. Well, you got point of volume, big family, big Irish family. So we found him there. We knew where it was. We saw him. So there's his dad and then his mom, and then his dad. They're stacking them up. And then Aunt Mary and then my dad, and they're all right there.
Oh, really? They're on top of each other?
Yeah, right there on top of each other. Okay. And then we got another one, and we got all these. So the guy goes, if you're interested, you could sell those. It's like, well, that'd be good. That'd be a good return on investment.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So.